Quidditch is the biggest sport in the wizarding world and always a coveted feature in the Harry Potter game series, and while its exclusion from Hogwarts Legacy is a real shame, back in the day, Quidditch had enough of a following that EA took a gamble with making the sport-centric minigame its own standalone feature. Thus the Quidditch World Cup was born, offering us the full experience of both the Hogwarts and international teams. Hell, this is also the first showing of Cedric Diggory, Cho Chang, and Victor Krum. Though if you want to play him, you're gonna have to unlock him. This game plays very close to the FIFA Street / Mario Strikers game series. You have 4 modes: Hogwarts, where you play as the house teams, taking on each other in a similar fashion to the World Cup group stages we've just had. Then there's World Cup for the international teams, which plays in a Premier League style fashion. Exhibition for 2-player PvP, and Inventory, where you can access options and all the stuff you unlock. Hogwarts itself acts as both tutorial and beginning mode. You choose your house, learn the game, and you can go through challenges to earn cards and grow as a team. You see, the wizard cards hold a lot of your skills and abilities, so the more you gain through these challenges, the better your team becomes. Then you face off against the other 3 houses. Gameplay is pretty simple. The 3 chasers are the main players you control. You pass between yourselves to get the best shot off to earn points and meter, both for the Seeker and your skills, that come in the form of Dodge, Bludger, or Special Shot / Tackle. Dodge is self-explanatory. You use it as evasive maneuvers and to get a boost of speed while you bomb it down the field. The Bludger has you control said bastard ball of bone breakage to disarm the chaser with the quaffle. On the ball handler's side, they will have the beaters form a protective wall as to remove said bludger. When on offense, you will gain a special shot. These special shots are sort of a cool generic cutscene that guarantees a goal. And on the opposite end, when you are defending, they become a cinematic tackle that guarantees you get the ball. After you meet the requirements to unlock the wizard card, you will unlock the Team Special. These will allow you a big team cinematic that has some varying feats. Gryffindors will have the Weasleys utilize some skillful beating to remove the enemy keeper to allow for a single goal, but decreases the opponent's snitch gauge by a fair amount. More on that later. Other team abilities like the Ravenclaw and Hufflepuff teams will score multiple goals, with Ravenclaw the highest goal tallying special in the game. Now yes, as I alluded to before, we are talking about the snitch gauge, because scoring goals in Quidditch doesn't win you the game. I mean, if you score enough, they can, but the snitch is the game ender, and the Seekers gain boost based off the snitch gauge. At the beginning of the game, the snitch will be broken into 2 halves on each side of the team's hood, and as the teams score, the gauge will increase. Once the snitch is whole, it's the Seeker's time to shine, with the gauge used to make the snitch appear becoming shared into both Seeker's boost bars. However big the gauge was for the respective side will reflect in the bigger boost for that Seeker. This is a great and interesting mechanic, as it really gives that high speed feel, and the cinematics when you catch the snitch are great, adding little references to the movies and whatnot. Once you beat the 3rd house, you win the Quidditch Cup, alongside tickets for the Quidditch World Cup, allowing a great transition to the World Cup format. This game mode is the true game. You have difficulty levels based on the many brooms in the wizarding world, with the Firebolt naturally being the hardest difficulty, but that's locked behind cards, so for now we stick to the good old Nimbus 2000. And we have a great plethora of interesting national teams. All except Ireland, who won the damn thing in Goblet of Fire. I mean, no disrespect to the Nordic team, Australia or USA, but Ireland are the World Cup champions. And for them to not be in this game is a great sin. I mean, realistically, both Ireland and Bulgaria should be unlockable teams. But I digress. We start the game up and I naturally pick England and drew France as my first round opponent. Here's hoping this England team does better than that England team. Nice work with that second penalty, Harry! You d***. The international arenas are the key features here. They're all so well made and have some beautiful designs. be it USA with the Salem-inspired Halloween arena, or the glacial arena of the Nordic team. Even Windsor Castle. I like to think of each arena as its own character, which it needs because the game doesn't really have much else. My second to last game against Spain shows a little hint of how thrilling the game can be, as even on a small amount of boost, the Spain Seeker gave me the most run for my money. Naturally, the final match was against Bulgaria at home, and bloody hell, this place gives me the creeps. It's like being in the Forbidden Forest and the Riddle House all in one. Bulgaria's team special needs some recognition too. Honestly, I have never seen such a piece of shitbaggery since Darwin Núñez stamped out the penalty spot right in front of the Ghana players at the World Cup. Crumb using the enemy Seeker to disarm their chasers is pure genius. And honestly, that was the most challenging match I had, and it really makes me interested how the Firebolt difficulty would go. So we beat Bulgaria, and England are handed the World Cup. Feels like it's the only way they could win the World Cup, but hey, who knows what the future will hold. And that's it. We unlock Quidditch Park, which I guess is the founding arena, and it's just exhibition mode, but well, shit. You only play as the house teams, and the arena, while interesting, isn't even as good as Hogwarts Pitch. So yeah, that's Quidditch World Cup, and honestly, again, it kinda holds up. The controls are okay, not the most revolutionary, but they do the job well. The combo system, when it's done right, gives you that 2000 high school finger slapping hype. And the Seeker controls and mechanics are the best I've come across so far. Like, the original minigames were just evolutions of Superman 64, and while they got the job done, it never felt pacey. When you think about the Seeker, you think breakneck speed to catch something equally as fast and nimble. This game delivers that. Even on just Nimbus 2000 difficulty, the Snitch really makes you feel like you are chasing something high octane. Using its slipstream to gain your boost when making that big dash to try and get close enough, with all the twists and turns, is freaking awesome. And when I put it into 2001 difficulty, it felt faster, similar to how the CC difficulties work in Mario Kart. And if that is the case, I can only imagine the Firebolt difficulty. But the game is not without its flaws. To use FIFA style terms, the camera being sort of player perspective instead of broadcast or telly makes navigating the pitch a little clunky, especially when the right stick is a second pass button, so no camera control. Combine that with the fact that the actual AI teammates are EA standards of awful. Like, after a few volley passes, you completely lose them, or they just don't register to receive the ball, making the quaffle fall right into the opposition hands, breaking your chain. And in most cases, the enemy AI can be a little too easy to tackle. Hell, even on 2001, I was pulling off instant tackles from the keeper's pass out, then just scoring. Then there's the World Cup international teams itself. Again, I can't get over not including Ireland. They and Bulgaria are the only two teams we even see in the World Cup. And again, they freaking win the damn thing. Not Bulgaria, Ireland won it, Crumb caught the snitch and lost the game. But EA deemed them not worth making the roster. And that's insane to me. That feels like someone didn't even read the books. Then there's the tournament itself. It's not a World Cup tournament, it's a Premier League, as I've stated. Because there are only a handful of international teams, you can't have a traditional group stage and brackets. So you get this Premier League style where you face the country twice. Hell, it's not even in a proper league order. I think I faced France for the second time as my 5th or 6th match. Bulgaria was both my last and third to last matches. This kind of drags the game on and makes it so easy to just burn out. Like, it took me 2 days to complete this one mode because I was just done by round 11. And that isn't right, but it's kind of been my experience with these Mario Strikers style games. Because it's more arcadey in nature, there isn't much of anything else to put in. Nowadays, sports games have a fully loaded campaign where you bring some new kid on the block to live their dreams. Hell, even the new Blood Bowl games have a campaign in their tutorial. But this game has play Quidditch as the Hogwarts house, get a cutscene that kind of links to the next mode, then you have the winner make cameos during your other mode with the final appearance when you win that World Cup. It's not bad, but know that once you complete it, that's it. Its main longevity is the multiplayer aspect, and if you have no one to play it with, it begins to get dull very fast. Nowadays, I believe this game would actually thrive if there was an online mode, and it makes you wonder why we've never had a look into making a Quidditch World Cup 2. Because there's a lot of good premise in this game, and the fact that this was the last time we would see Quidditch for a long time really makes it the more special. And if you want to make this channel more special because you enjoyed the video and want me to continue this project, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, flipendo the bell thingy, and follow me on the Twitch and Twitters. And I know this one was short, but there isn't really much to cover. But tune in next time as the Dementors are coming to Hogwarts to search for the prisoner of Azkaban. But until that day, this has been Techno Odin. Stay safe, claim skulls, smash bosses, and mischief managed.